I get this question all the time, especially from new real estate agents. What if a client asks me something I don't know? You know what? That's a really good question. So let's get into it today. This is truly where new real estate agents get stuck, especially when, if you're someone that doesn't have any confidence. If you're like, you know what, Carrie, I am I'm in the industry. I got in the industry because for whatever reason, maybe Instagram made it look easy, maybe Facebook made it look easy, maybe your friend helped you buy a home and it looked easy, and you're like, I'm getting in, and now you're in the business, and you're like, I get these questions and I don't know what to say when someone asks me something I don't know. And if you're someone that lacks confidence, I get it. I get it. And back in 2001, when I got my license, all I knew was I needed a paycheck. And as someone that needed a paycheck, the hustle was real for me. I knew that I needed a paycheck. So I literally called all of my friends. And here's the truth is if you truly work with people you already know, it might feel a little bit easier. So let me give you some ideas. So what do you do? So before we get into that true question of what do I do if someone asks me something I don't know? Number one, and not in any specific order. Number one, practice with people you already know. Look, they already know, you don't know. And here's what we know is knowledge comes with practice and coming to class. You have to keep showing up to learn. But when you work with people you already know, they know you don't already know. They're probably just as motivated as you are. And if it just you own it, you don't know. So work with your family, your friends, maybe your past coworkers, or maybe even current coworkers if you're dual career. Work with people you already know. And I'm going to say practice with people you already know. So practice with people you already know. Meaning, when you practice with people you already know, it might be as simple as you are going to go show properties to someone you already know. Go through the full process. Go through getting them pre-qualified or pre-approved or fully underwritten, and then go through the process of what it would be like when you add them to the multiple listing service and you show them how their version of the MLS works, how they're going to shop for properties. You're going to go over what it will be like when you put down earnest money. You're going to go over what the process of when you have an inspection, or maybe you hire an attorney. You're going to go through the entire process from beginning to end, even if they're not ready, and even if you have to help them get their credit repaired. Number two, go look at new construction with a friend and go through the process of registering your friend to buy new construction. Again, even if they're not ready, when you get to the new construction site, hi, I am, give them your name, and this is my client, and they're looking at new construction, give them your business card. They may have some steps for you. You definitely need to register them if you want compensation. Now, it doesn't mean they're paying you, because you might even need to be using an exclusive agency agreement, but go through that process. Go look at the properties. When you get back to the main site, meaning the host office. I know there's a better word. So when you get back to the office where you're looking at all of the paperwork, where you're looking at the layouts, where you're looking at, the builds, get the entire packet. Ask them if they have their own lender. If the builder has their own lender, ask the person that is managing the office if they have any incentives. Ask them, do they have any properties that are finished, or they're called spec homes. Ask them, say, listen, I'm a real estate agent. I'm newer in the business. Is there something I don't know that I could be asking when I bring my clients to your property? Like, ask a lot of questions and listen. So again, go look at new construction. Number three, do you own a home? Think about what it was like when you purchased your own home, and it could have been decades ago. So sit down and think about what that was like. I know when I purchased in 1997, all I remember was they gave me the keys, and I still to this day was like, I didn't know I was approved to buy until I closed. Like, trust me, it is often a blur when you buy a property. So if you own a home, think about that process, and then think about the questions you had. And then also, if you don't own a home, that's your job. You need to go through the process of buying a home. If you're like, well, Carrie, I'm still trying to figure out that process. What does your brokerage offer? What does your multiple listing service offer? What does the local, state, and national association offer? often we have tools that, you know, can put together a full packet for you to go over the entire buying process. Number 4, again, in no specific order, when you get the question, you don't know, like someone says, you know what, I have this question and you don't know, and you're like, oh my gosh. First of all, I don't care if it's Evernote, you know, it could be Trello, it could be your client relationship management tool, it could be the multiple listing service, it could be your notebook on your mobile device. Open up your phone when people ask you questions you don't know, and maybe create a folder. Like I like Evernote. And so when someone says, ask you a question you don't know, say, that's a really good question. I'll get the answer for you. And I'll get an answer for you by the end of the day. You could talk to your designated managing broker. If you're in Illinois, you could talk to your broker. If you're in another state, you could, if it's a village question or a city question, you could reach out to the city, go do your research, and then say, I'll get back to you by the end of the day. If you don't have an answer, you still need to get back to them by the end of the day. And then when you get back to them, if you don't have an answer, say, I reached out to the village or the city or my managing broker, and I'm waiting for an answer. They're also doing research. Go do your research. If it's a lender question, if it's an attorney question, if it is an inspection question, go do your research, and then help your clients also learn how to do their own research. Number 5, you could just simply start with, when you do the buyer consultation, and I'm talking buyers, could be the same with sellers, is start with, in your buyer consultation, make it a part of the packet. You may ask a question I don't know. And I'm going to tell you, that's a really good question. I'll get back to you. So don't be afraid to ask me anything. I'm not an expert at inspections. I'm not an expert at loans. I'm not an expert at the attorney process. But what I am is I'm a resource for you, and I will guide you through the process with the inspector, the landscaper, the attorney, the loan officer. I want to be your go-to person. Number 6, go look at open houses. Go practice looking at open houses. Walk through the open house, ask the real estate agent questions. If it's not busy, you know, let them know you're new and you're just trying to get out here and learn. Number 7, go on broker tour. In Illinois, we call it caravan, we call it broker tour. You know, we go out, and these are like the open houses for real estate agents, but they're typically only for real estate agents. You might even get fed. Number 8, assist another real estate agent. How can you go through? Could you actually be the person that takes the phone calls for the other agent? Like, figure out how you can learn. And then number 8, shadow a real estate agent. Go and shadow another real estate agent. You have to, number 10 would be, is you need to always show up to learn. You need to keep showing up to learn real estate, and you need to go outside and practice, because if you are someone that lacks confidence, or you're someone that's like, I got to know it all first, you will be broke. So you got to go practice. And if you make a mistake, write down, hey, I made a mistake. Let me get the correct answer for you. Own it. So let me leave you with this. Number 1, start with, when someone asks you a question that you don't know, that's a really good question, I'll get back to you. I'll follow up with you by the end of the day. And number 2, put it in your process. If you have a process with working with buyers and sellers, tenants, landlords, investors, just say, you're going to ask me something I don't know, and I will make sure that I'm a resource for you, and I'll get back to you. There you have it. I am Carrie Little, the designated managing broker, owner of Caremark Realty Group in Illinois and in Florida. And I want to be a resource for you. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and keep learning to earn with me. And if you're like, you know what, Carrie, I just need kind of a work schedule, check out this video on how you can schedule your daily work. And then check out this video on top ways to generate leads, because we need to always be lead generating. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram.